Hi friends, welcome back to the Latina Garden. Ellie here. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my August garden tour. We are in mid-August and I hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to start with highlighting my red flesh dragon fruit here, which I am super excited about because it has grown this beautiful flower bulb. Hopefully it blooms soon and hopefully it will fruit. I am super excited about this. I've had this for a little over a year. Last year I did get one bloom, but it fell off, so it didn't turn into anything. It was like a little bud, I should say. It didn't flower yet, but it did have one little bloom. So I do need to repot this into something more better and make it more stable, but I just am excited about this one, and hopefully you guys stay tuned to see if I get a dragon fruit. Next, I wanted to show my corner garden here. I just think it's looking so beautiful with that rainbow arch. To start, I have my Italian oregano that grows so well in here. And then I have some basil. This is the Genovese basil. I have some zucchini growing there, although the zucchini isn't giving me as much zucchini anymore, just a little bit here and there. My husband and I were thinking about taking them out. I have two plants, taking them both out and planting another start. So already like a small baby plant. Because our summers do tend to kind of be long. We are in zone 9. Our climate stays warm, well in through October. We think that we can probably plant another small baby plant of zucchini and get more. These are my Sweet 100 tomatoes, which the kids have been enjoying. And then these are my early girl tomatoes, which I have been using in my dishes and cooking. And then we have my yard long beans here on this trellis. Which has grown very nicely. We've gotten so much. It is so delicious. If you haven't grown this is one of my favorite vegetables that we grow, is this yard long bean that grows. We cut it usually once it's more than a foot long is when we will cut it, wash it, put it in like a Ziploc bag, not zip it closed, keep it open, and we put it in the fridge and it lasts quite a bit. Coming to my little walkway here, we've gotten plenty of strawberries, which this pot is great for that. And then over here we have more of the Chinese long beans, and I will say the ants have been harboring some aphids. This has been kind of getting a lot of aphids in here, so I have been trying to spray it with insecticidal soap, and I added some peppermint and rosemary to it, so to see how that does. On this side we have our gagoots, which hopefully we get some. There's 2 plants, and hopefully we get a gourd. It's actually part of the gourd family. Over here I have my cucumbers, which we have gotten some. These were the Japanese cucumbers. Were supposed to be skinny and long. They weren't very skinny. I thought they would look more like the English cucumber. Sort of, but not really. They did taste very good, and I will try to include a picture of it. But I'm not sure if we're getting any more. We've got a couple, not very many. Not as many as I would have liked. I would have liked a lot more. Oh, here's one right here. So it's kind of fat. I think. Hasn't grown very long there, but we'll see. In my corner garden here, I have my beautiful flowers for my pollinators. I have some zinnias that I just kind of threw some seeds. Some of these zinnias actually reseeded from last year because I did not plant that many seeds of zinnias in here. I couldn't find my seed packet. So a lot of these zinnias are from last year's seeds. And here I have, this is salvia. I have some stock as well, which the stock is doing really good. It's starting to come back again. Our temperatures have been kind of starting to cool down a little bit. A little butterfly or moth. But yeah, I just love this corner because of all the flowers growing so beautifully, so mixed in with each other, which I love. Back there, I have a tomatillo plant and some more zinnias. The zinnias back there I did not plant. Those came up from last year. And then in here I do have some more new seedlings. I planted a dahlia zinnia in here, a little bit of alyssum, lemon balm, jalapeno, which I only got a few jalapenos, and starting to grow another one right there. In the back, I had my gladiolas growing, which I think they've all grown out. So I don't think I'm going to be getting any more gladiolas. So I'm just letting it, dry out and die out on their own. Over here, I have 3 plants of the tomatillos. And so this is kind of what they look like. They're not a tomato exactly. They have this paper-like husks, and inside is a green, kind of looks like a little cherry tomato in a sense, but they're green. Sometimes, depending on the variety, they do get like a purple color to them, which these should be turning purple, and they're great for Mexican cooking and salsas. Over here, I have another Genovese basil, and then down here, I have, these are my Cubanelle peppers, which have grown quite nicely. They are kind of sweet, similar to like a bell pepper, and that's kind of how I've been using it in my cooking, is like a bell pepper. Over here, I have, this is my blackberry bush, which we did get just a handful of blackberries this year. Hopefully next year we get more. This one is a new addition, which I need to pot this in something bigger or in the ground here, but I think I'm going to keep it here. This is a gardenia, and I believe it's like a gardenia bush. This is called veggies gardenia, and this one blooms from spring through summer, and it grows about 2 to 3 feet wide and tall. And you want to water it at least twice a week. It is cold hardiness to 20 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And it will attract pollinators. It has a really nice, beautiful flower fragrance, which is the reason why I got it was because it was on clearance. So this baby cost me half the price, and I'm excited to see it bloom. It's starting to grow these new little buds, which when I first got it, it was kind of looked like it was struggling. It was dying. It was turning really yellow. In fact, some of the leaves here are still a little yellow. But trying to fertilize it and make it come back. Here is my rose, my rose bush with my pretty little pink flowers. And then I have been loving this pot here that I did, and I've already cut this back. I think I need to cut it back again, but the Super Tunia, this is the jazzberry. I absolutely love this color. It's so beautiful, bright, and it's been, trellising nice down the pot. And then this is also proven winners like that one. And this is the Super Bina pink cashmere, which I just love because it goes from this dark pink color, and as it goes through the life cycle, it turns into this white. So isn't that gorgeous? If you haven't gotten pink cashmere, I finally found it at my local Green Acres nursery, and I bought 4 plants, which this spot right here is absolutely loving. It's been doing really well here. I planted it in the ground, and yeah, it's doing great. My lantana is also doing really well. This I love. It's this one is from Monrovia, and I don't remember the name of the color, but it reminds me of this like pink lemonade because it has the pink and the yellows in it, and I just absolutely think it's gorgeous. Over here I have a lilac vine, which I need to trellis on this fence. Still another rose bush, and then over here I have more of the Super Tunia. This is, I believe, the Vista. I don't remember the color, but it has like a yellow center, almost reminds me like a egg. Yellow center with white petals. And then behind it I have a gardenia, or not gardenia, I have a hydrangea. And this hydrangea, I believe, is a pink hydrangea, or is it the green? I can't remember, but I think it's somewhat liking it. Maybe the leaves are getting a little bit brown, which means it doesn't like it because of the sun. The sun can get pretty hot, which right now it's already gotten shade, but sometimes the sun is just too hot for hydrangeas. So for my area, I can't put them in full sun. This is another one. This is supposed to be also a jazzberry, but it came up a little different. I'm not sure if it was labeled wrong, but it has a very light pink tint to it, and it almost looks like a chalky white. I really like the color, so I planted it. This is only one plant in here. The other one has 2 jazzberries planted in there, but you can see it grows just so much. And I've been trying to fertilize it at least once a week. There's another hydrangea in that pot with it. I have my elephant ears. I have, actually, I think 3 of them, technically. I believe that's also an elephant ear. This is another rose bush that has orangey, yellowish color flowers. I have my polka dot plant back here. This has been such a lovely spot for it. It absolutely loves it. It's grown, I've had it there for, I think, a year now, maybe almost a year, and it just absolutely loves this spot. I have, this is Corabelle's, I believe, yeah, and like the purplish color. My succulents. Over here we planted my camellia, which has gotten some new growth, and soon this fall it will grow some beautiful flower buds and bloom some flowers for me, and I would just love to see it on this trellis. And then in front, I have in a pot, this is delphinium. It's a type of delphinium that's in there, and it had bloomed and then it died back. So I'm hoping it blooms again. And then over here, this one I also got from clearance. This is a periwinkle, and I just liked it because of the way I thought it'd be a nice spiller for this pot. I want to plant it in there, but I wanted to see how it liked the spot first. These are what the cucumbers look like, the Japanese cucumbers that I've gotten. So I've gotten, this is the second long one that I've gotten, but I've gotten a couple that are kind of like this, where they're quite fat, almost look like for pickles, the pickling cucumbers. But not exactly what I thought I was getting, but they don't taste that bad. They're pretty good. The kids like them, they'll eat it. Another thing I just love about this pot is that I'm getting my delphiniums growing in here as well. That one already bloomed out, but I have another beautiful delphinium here. So I just absolutely love it. Can't wait for these to bloom, and this has been a really nice spot for it. It really likes it here. Here's another pink rose bush, and then I have another hydrangea. This is a blue hydrangea, which I haven't decided if it likes the spot or not. It did get more green growth, but it's not very full. So the fact that it's missing something, I'm still trying to troubleshoot. Is what kind of nutrient is it missing, or what is missing here? Maybe it doesn't have enough drainage. I'm not sure. If you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments, because I want it to be like super full and full of blooms, and it should be blooming right now, and it's not. So please let me know in the comments if you have any tips or ideas. Back here I have African daisies, which I did have a bug in there somewhere eating them up. And I've been spraying it with some insecticidal soap, and again with the peppermint and some rosemary oil in it. Here is my butterfly bush, which I just deadheaded it a couple days ago. And I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking, oh, I need to deadhead it again. But it looked so nice once it was deadheaded. Which for a butterfly bush, you don't have to. It's just me that I wanted to. But in here I have my lamb's ear, and I have another one of the superbinas in here as well. This one also, I think it likes the spot. I don't think it's done too bad. I have my honeysuckle, my pink lemonade honeysuckle in there, and then I've also been growing some amaranth that reseeded from last year that I grew long enough, tall enough, so I can kind of weave it into that frame. My dahlias, I just love dahlias. These are little dahlias, not the best for cut flower, but they're still beautiful. And then I have some zinnias in here. These zinnias, again, I did not plant. They grew from last year. And then I have another voluntary tomatillo plant that grew on its own. I did cage this tomatillo plant, and it's grown quite tall, and I do see that it does have some tomatillos growing in here, so I'm excited to have lots of tomatillos this season and hopefully lots of salsa. I also have some more amaranth. Down here I have some Supertunia vistas. This, I believe, is a potato vine that I had in this area last summer, and I thought I took it all out, but I must have not. I missed some because this one grew from there, and then I have another one back here. In between, I have the hollyhocks, which hopefully I get some next year. And look at this beautiful, this is a huge zinnia that I got. This is also voluntary from last year. It seeded itself. Same thing with all the amaranth that's in here. It grew on its own. This is my other corner garden. My baskets are struggling. I ended up finding one of those those green caterpillars. They're the ones that grow into like the white moths, the cabbage. I think they're called cabbage moths or something. And so I did take them out of here, but I think there might be another one that I'm missing. It's struggling. We did have a really hot weekend, and this weekend we had my Yolo County Fair. It was in town, so I didn't get out here in the garden very much. And this is my other plant, which I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna cut it all back and then see if it regrows for me. For my corner patios, I have this bougainvillea that is growing quite nicely. It hasn't bloomed yet. I'm waiting for it to bloom, but I do want to replant it somewhere in the ground. That's a peony that will hopefully bloom next year. My Eden climbing rose bush here. I have another peony. This is my guayaba tree, which hopefully we get some guayaba soon. And then this is my dahlia. This, I believe, is the cafe au lait color. Let's see if I can get a clear picture of here. It just started blooming. So that would be my second cafe au lait. And there's about 4 plants in here. 2 of them are the cafe au lait, I think, and then 2 of them are another mystery plant. Over here I have, this is the diva. The diva just survived very well, and this I think is this one I think is a white one. This is supposed to be white. So hopefully I get some white dahlias. This is my white dahlia plant from last year that grew these really huge dahlias. They were like the size of my hand, like just so big, so beautiful. Hoping for some this year, but they haven't bloomed yet. I haven't seen any buds on that one yet. Over here, all of my gladiolas are done blooming. They all bloomed. And then in here I have, this is the Speedwell from Monrovia, which was kind of struggling, and I see some new growth there, so I think it will survive. It's a perennial. It should survive, hopefully. These are my lilies that were done, just waiting for those to die back. And then I have some dianthus in there. My fig tree, which I just love. Look at these figs. I've had several already. So delicious, so good. I just love it, and I am hoping for more every season. Lavender, absolutely love the lavender. And then this one's a new addition, which it's a little controversial, so don't hate me, but it was on clearance. It was half off, and I really debated about getting this or not, because in some areas this can be an invasive plant. For my area, it says that it's not invasive, but it can be quite aggressive, the root system. So I do not want to plant it in the ground. I want to put it in a pot and just grow it out of a pot. But this is the Texas purple Japanese wisteria, which I just love wisteria. I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful flower, and it's going to grow as a vine. And I do want to Hopefully next year I do want to put like a pergola or some type of awning or something above this patio area, and this would grow so beautifully on it, and I think it would look so pretty. So it was an impulse buy, and I couldn't just leave it. It was half off. I got it for really cheap. So there you have it. If you've grown a wisteria, please let me know in the comments what you think about your wisteria. Do you hate it? Do you love it? I've heard a mix of both. But please let me know your opinions. Please don't hate me. I really, for the longest time, I wasn't going to do it. It is a type of plant that you want to be careful with kids and pets because it can be like a poisonous type of plant if ingested. So you don't want to make sure that you clean it up after it. So I'm presuming that there's going to be a lot of maintenance with this plant, but it just looks so pretty. There's another one. There is a variety of wisteria that is not invasive, that works great for like my climate area, that's not going to be aggressive, and I believe it's not poisonous, but I have not been able to find that one, and I think I can't even remember the name of the variety right now. But if you do some research, if you want a wisteria, do some research before you buy. Please don't impulse buy. I thought about reselling this on like Marketplace. I don't know, just because of the guilt, but it was so cheap. It was an impulse buy. I couldn't help myself. Sorry. Over here on this side, we have our Dusty Miller. We have some Alyssum. Some new Bells of Ireland are growing. I just love the Bells of Ireland growing in here. And then in this other corner, I potted 2 of my zinnias that were really struggling dying. This is a Lisianthus that kind of died on me, but I see new growth in here, so I am going to pot it up and see how it does. I don't know. I thought it was done for. I thought it would be, lost cause, but that is new growth, so I don't know. Any tips? I've never grown Lisianthus before. This is my rosemary, which I absolutely love. Some Supertunia Supertunia bubblegum, which right now it's not blooming that well, but it did. And earlier this summer, it had bloomed beautifully. And then here I have my kumquat tree with, this is like, a foot of new growth, which is great. Especially because some of the leaves were turning yellow. So I'm so excited that it is growing. Trying to fertilize it the best I can. I do see not a lot, but very few little kumquats in there. So we'll see how many I get next year. I don't know. And then this is my other dahlia plant. Right there, there's about 4 plants in there. Half of them, I know 2 of them are the divas, and then 2 of them I think are Great Silence, which I have not seen Great Silence yet. It has not budded and bloomed, so fingers crossed we get to see it this season. And then here I have, this is stalk coming back again, and this that looks kind of like a weed is actually Bells of Ireland. So hopefully we start seeing the bells on there sooner than later. And then for my house garden side here, we have this bush that I still don't like and I want to get rid of. We have Australian finger limes back there, which started turning yellow. I'm trying again to fertilize it like the kumquat citrus. We'll see how it goes. I have some lavender in here. I have my gladiolas, which, look at this beautiful long gladiolas. It's almost as tall as me. And I just love it. I got a lot of this color, this like peachy color. I got a lot of. I had gotten a bag of, I think it was like 25 bulbs, I forget. And I just planted them all over the yard, and I have been enjoying them tremendously. I do cut them and bring them in the house so I can enjoy more. Here I have my sunflowers. Hopefully I get some. Some of them are already, like that one I think is almost ready to bloom. Look at that, so beautiful. But I think there's at least like 4 or 5 stems here in this area. Here is another speedwell. This one was also struggling, and I planted this in the ground, and I was trying to see which one would like it better, the one in the ground or the one in the pot, and they're both doing, I think, really good. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might put the other one in the ground too if it does really well in the ground. This one was a Proven Winners, and I can't remember the name of this plant, but it's part of the Celosia family. And this one's doing okay. Hopefully it stays. I have some milkweed back here for the butterflies. I have this other plant over here, which I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but that one is a type of straw flower. It's like these little tiny straw flowers, which hopefully it likes the spot and it will grow and spread, because it's supposed to spread quite beautiful, a lot, like this whole space. I want it to fill in, so we'll see. And then over here on this side, I have, this one might not be doing as well. This is the, what's it called? Echinacea. Maybe. That might be a new bud flower. So we'll see. We'll see if it stays. Hopefully it likes the spot, and then once I get rid of this bush, it can spread that way, in that direction. And I can plant more like along this area here once I get rid of this big old thing. Another thing I moved over here was my white rose bush. So I moved it to here, and I think I want to get rid of this big old bush as well. And then here, because the house kind of goes in like a little cave, I want to put a water feature there. I think it'd be a safer spot to put a water feature in that area, because the kids with the soccer, it's not in their regular like runway area. So I really would like a water feature in the backyard. But look at my little rainbow trellis. My bougainvillea is growing on there. Have my AC, and then my other rose bush here. This one did have some new roses. It got infested with the bugs, so I did spray it a lot, and I cut it back again. Well, thank you, friends, for joining me today. I hope you liked my garden tour, and please leave me a comment, a like. I really appreciate it so much. And as always, sow love, grow joy, and stay rooted. Until next time, bye, friends.